they'll never suspect that Don isn't part of the high show. Hey everyone, welcome back to more Limbus Company. I'm SlayerMathis, and last time we started the Battle Royale here in part 2 of the friendly hardcore evaluation. I swear she's gonna get a fist to her face, boy. Leave this place. Really should have done some cardio with you guys. My legs were screaming at me to take a seat and rest, but we simply did not have the time to sit still. I had no choice but to keep on running. Oh, this place must not have offered much diversion for a child. I'm sitting on trap of tedious. Grandmother really knew a lot about boluses. Every time I was here, I would always watch her take command of the room, fiercely bringing about a storm of directions and orders for the researchers. So now, what's the drab of tedious and... Thinking back on it, when the grandmother summoned to this place to visit together, I think I felt a bit of happiness. Why? So I noticed suddenly came to a stop, raised her fist and motioned in a way that caught everyone's attention. She'd been walking ahead in the vanguard. Stop. She saw something ahead. Figure up ahead, solo. Hopefully she's a cannon who's been separated from her clan. Should be easy coins for us if that's the case. Otis muttered with a bit of anticipation, seeming like she was really in her element here. Don't worry, Otis. I'm acquainted with her. Contrary to Otis's wishes, she was not one of the candidates. She's a bodyguard of the Joy family cannon. Why are you here all alone, Value? Funny, just think about you. For the briefest moment, Dayu's eyes looked at Hong with disbelief, before hardening into a stern expression. I must have alarmed you all. Apologies. You all came out of nowhere. Excuse my inattentiveness has separated me from the rest of the clan. You know anywhere the rest of your clan or candidate are? No. Different candidate finds you here alone. Attempt to eliminate me, though I'm but a follower. It'd be beneficial for them to do so. Dayu, then, you went here all along, waiting for the one you followed to return? Yes. Suppose I did, in the belief that if I simply waited in the same place we became separated, they would eventually come back for me. Foolish belief. You're just constantly shrinking. You wouldn't take the risk of coming back. You were just to pick up a straggler. Of course, they wouldn't. The air between us had become palpably awkward with impressive rapidity. I suppose it could be said that you have a certain advantage over the other candidates here. You're more familiar with this place than anyone else, are you not? Silence again. It's like then. It's like when you refused to tell me anything to the end. All those years I was in your service. The complete annihilation of the Kong family. Baoyu, big bro, Baoyu, here. What happened to you so glum again? You didn't play the game you liked today, right? Don't tell me others memes back there. Kick the buzz with this new move I learned yesterday. No, it's okay. Don't worry, Dai. Still don't understand why they say those things to me, but I think I could be their friend one day. Young Master Baoyu, do you know the word? What's the venerable Shamu? So that should be at the lab for a little bit. Oh no, that's not good. I have something to tell her. It's actually very urgent. I need more of those supposed to maintain this body, but she wouldn't return my attempts to reach her, so I thought I'd paragraph myself. Are you okay? Big bro, hide behind me. He's not from Hongyuan. I see. I was not discarding her clone for over a week. Foolish girl. I warned her time and again. The clone with a clone brain or the original must be discarded within a week of production. Seems she cannot bear to relinquish this new body of hers unburdened by ailments of both body and mind. Grandma's, is there anything we can do for her? The head will not suffer those who have broken their taboos to live. This is the omnipresent terror they cast over us. They're always watching, always primed to appear no matter where you are. Even as you eat, even as you slumber, even as you are awake. Circumstance matters not. Context is meaningless. Taboo is broken. They will be there to carry out the sentence. Almost as if they are the executors of the natural law. Let us leave you about it. Be careful. Don't touch her. I think she's gone. She's not breathing. But look, her eyes are still open. I want to help her close her eyes. It's too cruel and sad for her to be all alone, even in her final moments, looking at this lonely place. Baoyu, come here again tomorrow, and again the day after. Grandma brings me here every day anyway. It's gonna happen whether I want to or not. Why would he say such things to you? Because whenever I see you, I see the face of someone who's just about ready to leave this world forever. Okay? Promise you won't leave me alone in here. I'm just as scared of this place as you are. It feels too big, too vast, but just by thinking about playing with you, flying kites with you, it makes me feel a little better. The restructuring day has begun, it seems. I hate the restructuring days. The sound of those bells. Rest easy, little Baoyu, for these restructuring days will not touch us. Their Guanyan only expands and never shrinks as the homes of the poor do. Grandma, do you think their Guanyan could change? I just prompted this question because I want their Guanyan to... Are you okay? Stop the palanquin! Please help me pull him up, he's gonna fall! I'm sorry? Young master, it's far too late for him. I don't even know what's doing it. How can I just turn a blind eye and pass him by like nothing's happened? He's right there in pain. Please help me pull him up, please! Little Bao, you cannot save them, let alone everyone. If you cannot save everyone, just why not to try it all? I know, no, I can't save everyone, but at least it's one person responsible for follow, please. You struggled to move past this during your last restructuring day as well. Does your struggle manage to save even a single life? No. Still, Grandma, still. Try it then. It'd be much better if you'd learn this lesson early. What is it, little Bao? Must have been mistaken. Thought I saw someone watching me. Once memory faded, Lindayu stumbled before leaning on a wall. What was that? Visions, memories I never wish to see again. Wait, she saw that too? Did you just see that too? Kind of. Dante. Perhaps this is another feature of the previously discussed expansion of your abilities. I mean, I can shower sinners past to non-sinners too? And it's totally out of my control. That possibility cannot be entirely dismissed, but it's unlikely that your abilities activate with no discernible pattern. It must be a condition that first must be met. Whatever that might be. Wang Xiao from earlier seemed unaffected by it. Powerful connection could be drawn to the rising level of one's emotions. The visions, even when they activated for the sinners, were brought on by certain emotional triggers. In such a case, an individual who is a part of a powerful memory can cause the sinner's emotional state to drastically spike, could trigger a resonance effect. Oh, Dai, ended up leaving you all alone in Daguan Yuan. It's bad if you plead. Say your resentment is justified. And that's not what I wanted to hear. Nothing. You refused to tell me anything about what happened here on that day. Only response is smile. I see that hasn't changed. I'll lose only solace in those unwilling visits to the laboratory. Is that you got to spend time with Lindayu? After that day, you wasted your days away, locking yourself in the bowels of Daguan Yuan, never leaving its premises even once. When I inquired, you only make a sorry smile, not giving me an answer all the same. One day, out of the blue, he said he'd be leaving Daguan Yuan. You weren't the only one who lost those who were important to them in the United Kong family. In fact, do you ever truly care about anyone to begin with? There was a silence. Her questions were sharp and thorned, but Hongwu made no attempt at making excuses or denying her accusations. You're right, Dayu. You must have suffered so much worse than I have. So much that I can't even begin to imagine it. But even if you were to learn of everything that happened, what would that knowledge do to heal your pain? All this suffering, all this joy, they're just moments, bound to be lost in time. Trying to catch what's destined to slip away will only bring pain to your heart, nothing more. I know, but what I really couldn't bear was... It's just what happened to you that... Apologies. I must have lost myself for a moment. It was improper of me to show such emotion to a candidate who's not my master or even a relative. Please excuse my impudence. I'm really sorry for having to bring this up in the middle of a serious discussion, but don't you think we should all probably get moving? Enough time has passed. The walls will begin invading this space soon. Dayu, how about you come with us? Only if you'd like to, of course. At least till we run into Big Sis Baocha again. Toss me a pinch of pity? No. Because this place is too dangerous to be alone. If I travel with you, will I see more of these bizarre visions? Well, I don't know. It's manager's power, not mine. I'd like to recommend against going through more of these visions, but I won't stop you. And please, excuse my intrusion. Try my utmost to not be a burden to you. Again, I mentioned before, I do personally prefer Kanto 7 a little bit more over Kanto 8. Again, just because it is more of a personal, I feel like I can relate a little bit more to the messages that are in Kanto 7 compared to Kanto 8. But the writing in Kanto 8 is so good. Especially looking door to the side. Check out the side? What should we do? Your choice, self-appointed class president. He's replied nonchalantly. Alright. Let's head right in then. Let's just pretend none of that happened, turn around and keep walking. What happened? I don't know. I just didn't expect that, you know? I mean, we can feel like nothing happened, or is it a case of no backseas? It's when the host's voice, after a long silence, suddenly began buzzing again. My oh my! A certain canon in this clan is affected to bravely open a mysterious door, which will immediately slam it shut in fear! Right, so I won't name names on account of it being a rather embarrassing display of spinelessness, but hey, I'll give you a chance to rectify that. Murderous word! Let's open the door once again! Post haste! Another craven we shall be made! What should we not there swiftly? Don Quixote ran to the door and began bouncing up and down with genuine panic. I did see something pretty ugly looking there, but it wasn't an abnormality or distortion. I don't feel anything like it around here either. I don't know, that almost makes it worse. It seemed like the host is just there mixing goofy commentary on us, but everything she said so far has at least made one grain of truth to it. Let's check out what's inside. No one else waiting for us in there until we actually face it. Next round, now motivated to make for earlier plunder, confidently open the door. The same diamond coin received at the beginning of the game is hanging to the end of his neck. Another demonstration which shows impeccable observation skills. Right? Why is it wearing a coin? Well, given the circumstance, we can probably gain that coin by kicking this monster to the curb, right? We desire only to repent. An eternal repentance. We desire only to repent. An eternal repentance. The thing endlessly repeats an unknowable amount. Fucking pretty obvious, Dante. Sound at once desperate and hopeless. They're certainly not abnormal beings. Yeah, that's what Dante just said. Only we began as though we recognized them. They're people. Only one is condemned. Condemned how madly they charged us. The condemned. Honestly, the impaled failures are, like, not really all that difficult. But, you know. I don't know why do it like this? Why do the fight like this? I mean, story reasons, sure, but, like, at the same time, surely we didn't have, like, 40 thugs try to mug us at the beginning of the canto, right? Surely it was less than that. Whatever. Not even gonna cut this out because it's gonna be such a quick fight. I mean, again, it's only 3 of them. Simultaneous click. The coins hanging from the condemned's necks clattered to the ground. As many candidates must have realized by now, this game provides candidates many ways to obtain those precious coins, and gain them by completing battles in special rooms, or, another candidate's obtained some coins. So the host's energetic voice, we couldn't help but be disturbed by what Hong Lu said. And none of Hong Yuan. What's the implication of that particular choice of denomination, Hong Lu? Years ago, the others have told me of many old fables and legends. Then a rooster's crest is grafted over the visage, goat's hooves move between the legs, and elder tree's branches extend from the arms. Thus close to Da Guan Yuan grows to be boundless eternity. Experience regarding expansion of the bowl's technology, is it? I haven't seen it myself, but I once heard that there's a laboratory beneath even the basements of Da Guan Yuan, and built to research secretive and valuable policies. And they experiment on these prisoners. It's not just a unique practice among wings. I believe a small speck of greed lies at the origin of all this portion. I do not believe that the definition of immortality that Hong Yuan originally saw is the same as the one they seek now. What took you so long, big bro, about you? Xiao's experiments went on longer than planned. That's so cool! I want to see what they do in there, too. No fair, are you the only ones who get to go in there, bro? I'm a fast learner, too. I'm not going in there to learn anything. Then how come? I don't know, I'm just there to watch. It's weird. It's not like you have to work for anything, like we do, to live a nice life, bro. Maybe it's because you're the precious jade of her family. Hey, Xiaohuan, I told you not to say stuff like that, didn't I? See what new moves I learned yesterday? Sorry, I wouldn't do that again. Anyways, today we're going to play a ball game. Here's how it works. We're going to start a cadence ball at each other, and the one who lasts the longest without dropping the ball wins. What's the point of playing a game like that? Because it's fun, duh. I'm going to play a bolus making game. Get a bunch of sand, pebbles, and leaves, and seed to make a bolus, and the best bolus wins. No can do. Remember, I'm from the Lin family. You guys are from the Zhao family. Surely these noble families shouldn't play a nerdy game like that. Big bro, wanna come play with us? Oh, little Juan. I'm sorry. As much as I would like to join you in that very serious game of yours, I don't think she'll let me play. I was gonna give both you and me an earful about the rules if you dragged me into the game. Isn't that right? Yeah, Juan, you're gonna pause the game early, aren't you? Fine. Let's play that bonus making game once we're done with the ball game. Tomorrow we'll play whatever Big Bro Bowie's favorite game is. How's that for a plan? I'm good with anything, really. What do you want? Here's some homework for you. When we meet tomorrow, you better come up with something you like, okay? I understand that I may be letting the impatience get the better of me, but how certainly about the plan regarding the 13th branch of the High Show pack? Have I ever let you down? Ultimately, a family's power comes from the High Show they wield. Ever since the olden days, there have been about 12 branches of them, which maintains the stalemate between the great families. The High Show shadow of Daguan Yuan, the most dexterous and capable limbs, yet they have their failings. An immense physical cost follows their explosive strength. And if you wield a High Show pack, it's difficult to expand their numbers as the population is strictly controlled by the High Show Zhanren of each branch. Indeed, no one could even attempt to create a new branch, for the High Show Zhanren have concealed their unique bolus recipes. I am wise in the ways of bolus making, and armed with the Zhanren's insight. With help from the Kong family, this is certainly a viable endeavor. The Kong family once led the forefront of the city's medical science with their bioengineering achievements, yet now, you must know that your family's place in the city is quite precarious. There have been developments for easier treatments, better modifications, superior singularities arising from all corners of the city. First, they were the subjects of study and research, but through various applications, many of them are now entering the stages of mass commercialization. The age group far by the wayside if the current trend continues. One day may even decline so far as to fall prey to the war of a wing. Hong Yuan hides many valuable secrets. They are often passed down from generation to generation. Certain areas within the territory even lead to the ruins as well. Many wings even consider a treasure chest to be cracked open. The city to fear Hong Yuan, to fear the Kong family, must wield absolute power. A power that perhaps the new branch of High Show with mass production capabilities could provide. Would you keep this secret from my wife? I'd like for this experiment's success to be a happy surprise for her. In truth, we have received news from the doctors that we have managed to conceive a child. Thus far to coincide the event with our discovery of this new auspicious path to what was once considered a possibility. Would it not be a happy cause for all of Daguan Yuan, no, Hong Yuan to rejoice? If you require any assistance, materials or people, simply say the word and us Kong family shall provide. So shall we let this secret be a secret between you and me? Duly noted. We'll prepare a special bonus to celebrate the birth of a new life. Seems to be a good time to return home for the day, little Bao Yu. Grandma, why do you look so happy today? I don't just fish a snack the bait I've been preparing for a long time. My offer must have been far too tantalizing for them to simply let it pass. The Kong family's pretentious overconfidence remains a mark of their bloodline. They have done well hiding it underneath a veil of generosity, but one's nature cannot be overcome. Now, let us hurry. The revered Zhanren await us. Linda appeared into the memories as well with the rest of us. The ball game. She fell into a brief contemplative silence as she seemed to recall a long-forgotten memory. Remember, you won that game. Remember, because it was the first time you ever beat me in a game of physicality. Remember being covered head to toe in sand. Remember Xiaohuan whining about that little scratch on his hand. Is that what it did? Hong Lu muttered as though he was talking about something that happened an eternity ago. Dayu shook her head, shaking herself in the reminiscence. 13th High Show branch. What is it? Has to do with taboo, doesn't it? Dayu, much time has passed since then, but no matter what question you ask me, no matter what reply I give, will not be the answer you want. That's not for you to decide. You'll never find what you seek. That's why I haven't tried to gain it. And for what? That's why I always replied that your questions were such meaningless inquiries. That's why I do no more than observe. Hong Lu, are you okay with seeing all these memories? Hong Lu tilted his head to the side curiously, as though he couldn't understand why I'd asked such a question. I don't think it's a matter of whether I'm okay with it or not. It all feels unfamiliar. It wasn't a memory I wanted to forget, nor was it a memory I want to recall anyway. The emotions I felt then feel so distant from me now. I feel like I'm looking down at them from somewhere so high up. I don't know what to say to a question like, are you okay? Because I have nothing more to change. I maybe gathered that from Honglu's memories. When Xiaomu first made the suggestion of researching the 13th High Show branch. However, it also appeared that the desire was mutually shared by the Kong family as well. Yeah, but it didn't seem like they were driven mad with greed like the plaque suggested. They certainly had ambition, I won't deny that, but still. Right? I know I have this vague feeling going, but it seems like they really wish for the best for Hongwan. I've come to realize in my almost 30 years of life in here is it's exceedingly rare to find a leader who's generous in both character and temper. Most refuse to give anyone other than themselves a chance. I've been so blinded to everything but their immediate profit and interests, but people of the Kong family, at least the ones I remember, sought to give others a chance at the very least. It was only by their support that our Lin family, formerly so insignificant, become a family of guards because they prioritize selection by merit, not by the nobility of their births. But once the Kong family was eradicated, every other family than the other four pillars lost any means of upward mobility. When I heard that they were simply gone, all because they were blinded by greed, it felt as though I was a child, but I vividly remember that crushing feeling. It was devastation, as I no longer had any place to return to. Man, you're built a heavy hand, huh? It's been hard out there. Because of these revelations, however, the family hierarchy was still ongoing. So with Gregor's succinct words of consolation, we moved on from the area, away from the rising walls. I will say, I kind of just listening in a little bit more. The nihilism aspect is something that I probably haven't taken into account as much as I really should have, in terms of, like, personal. Like, it's just, a lot of it is more so, you know, family. Like, on the surface, it's more family stuff with Jiamu being an asshole, but whatever. Not bad, not bad. I mean, it's pretty simple fights in here, but, you know. There are several talismans glued to the wall. You feel the wind blowing through the barely visible cracks on the wall. There's something on the other side. Maybe there's a hidden passageway here? So let's take a moment to investigate the room and find a wall with conspicuously arranged talismans of different colors. Now, this must be the colors that match you to the cardinal directions. We have to peel these talismans in the correct order. Should we try peeling them? Absolutely. Something written on the blue talisman to the west. Let's say they're indicating that this is the first talisman to be removed. Once I remove the talisman, the walls begin to shake. Which one shall I remove next? Go red. And go yellow, which is center. And go white, which is east. And black in the south, opening a new path forward. Find some twinkling coins strewn about the debris. Can go into. Why is it so foggy? We're gonna keep exploring around this area of the dungeon. Just get all the events. Fucking Picatula. Ahem, he must be Jia Baoyu and his clan, right? I got separated from my faction when the wall suddenly burst from the ground. You're still with me, but I don't think I'll get very far like this. Can we find where the rest of my faction is? Help me out today, I'll look out for you when I become the family hierarch. Come on, man, help me out! One entry card. Yeah. Let me double check what this does exactly. Okay. So the bottom one will get you 3 coins, which is fine. But the top one, we will do. That was pretty annoying, but we don't have any reason to pick a fight with him when we don't know how many fights we've got ahead of us. It's not like he's being aggressive. So after starting a fight, I handed him the use entry card. I must have picked up something like that, but it turned out to be pretty useless. So this one will be better. I guess I'll exchange your card for mine. Toss it or keep it, it's up to you. Let's pick up this weird boast from another candidate. It seemed a bit fishy to me, so I guess I'll let you take care of it. That's all. I won't go so easy on you the next time we meet, so watch yourself. Because we get the Heavenly King's Heart-Mending Pill, which is at least a little bit of extra SP, and we get the red entry card. I do not know exactly where the next story beats go into, but one speaks a hollow lamentation, the other yearns an empty desire. One is a moon on the water's surface, a reflection, the other is a blossom's image in a mirror. The flowers have bloomed over the bodies of the prisoners. I don't see any movement. It looks like they're all dead. The flowers possess the augmentative qualities of H-Corp. They mostly provide some advantage in the battles to come. Which flower shall we pick? This will give us one of 3 options. The top one, for the Lotus, will heal 5% of the HP for the ally with the lowest HP percentage. The middle one will have... does the ally who has the lowest amount of HP will do a little bit more damage. The bottom one is that the ally with the highest max HP will gain defense level up equal to the number of times that they were hit. The bottom one, with the nameless herb, shows up with the... that's the only one that translates to the mirror dungeon at this point. I feel like I'd like the Lotus most. But it's the Lotus flower. Flower transforms for small bullets, and the other flower blossoms in the mirror. Well, the prisoner rests in peace. We move on after paying our respects to the dead. Once we get a flower in the mirror, where we get +1 count to enemies without rupture, and 3 potency to those without rupture. Okay. Have that. We're just gonna do all of the fights. We enter a new room and see a bound prisoner next to a bolus on a table. There we see a candidate standing around as though they've been waiting for someone to arrive. Now we have enough people for this special day to commence. Please direct your attention to the bolus on the table. Observe it well. This bolus is currently in development here at H-Corp. It's yet to be commercialized for mass market use. Apparently can help restore your vitality once taken, but let's see how true that is, shall we? Think this is indeed a successful new product, or is it a failure? Now it's time to place your bets with 3 coins. Guess is it a success or a failure? The candidate who gets the question right gains all the coins in the pool. It is literally just a gamble. So let's say it's a success. The other candidate bets on failure. How many coins do we wager? The first one will be a 60%, 50%, 40%. Damn. We bet 3 coins, and the other candidate bets 3 coins as well. Alrighty, let's check out what happens then. The prisoner swallows the bolus and immediately begins screaming in pain. Drops to the floor unconscious after wildly writhing and thrashing around for a minute. What a shame. It was a failure. The candidate who bet on it being a failure gained the coins. Here's a bonus coin for your boldness. The candidate who bet on it being a success, please submit your coins. Damn. I'm going to do these fights off screen, but next time we'll go into that boss fight. But until then, see you guys later.